Alongside Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we got another seat right here. In the NBA, no better insider than Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, great to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. It's great to be here. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Look at Richard Jefferson. He's like a kid in a candy store. He cannot wait to talk to you.
Yes, we love RJ.
And they're down a star player. Who knows how long that'll continue. Tough to compensate, to say the least.
It's tough enough to win in this league when you're at full strength. Missing a cornerstone player makes it that much harder.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. Jarrett Allen is out there with Wade. And it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. And for New York, they've got Karl Anthony Towns. Hart is out there with Anunoby. Then it's Bridges. And it's Brunson in at the point. And if you talk to guys who know MP, who grew up with him, they'll all say that he lets his game do the talking.
And he's got a very business-like approach to himself when he's on the floor. MP can dish it.
Times checked in for the Knicks. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to make adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting Shams what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance for teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax, a whole nother animal now to have the second apron, and that certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to catch up with Thibodeau. Now, he feels like Darius Garland is the key to that offense. Coach said not many people can stay in front of Garland one-on-one. He's so shifty. So the rotations defensively have to be decisive and quick. And at the other end, we want to force him to work defensively. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, David. Pass to Hunter. Here's the 3. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. New York's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Primetime. Sinks the three-pointer. Primetime's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Knicks.
This quarter has been all his. I suggest they keep the ball in his hands.
Mitchell in the corner. It's rebounded by Towns. Looking at the Knicks, they took the win in their last game against Indiana. Here's Primetime. No good with the triple. The Cavaliers trail by 4. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Hunter. No good off the back of the rim. New York's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. Primetime, and the layup's good off the glass. Primetime's got 12 points in the game.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone until someone stops him. Just let him roll.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Knicks out front. They finish off the first quarter with a massive 16-6 run. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And I also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
We've got Miles McBride. Achua is out there with Robinson. And it's prime time. And it's Bridges in at the 2. That's the 5 for New York right now. The Cavaliers making a switch here. Tyson's checked in. And in last year's playoff, Shams, we did see a lot of players injured and unable to play. What are some of the solutions that may be being talked about that you hear about?
People certainly ask if this is a result of the 65-game rule. Is it the more physical play? Is it the consequences of the regular season? The league is going to take a wait-and-see approach to determine if this is an issue they have to fix. But they do love the results of what this has brought as far as player availability moving forward.
Yeah, they do seem sold on that 65 number, don't they?
100%. And at the end of the day, some of these injuries are flukish. There's a lot of, obviously, lower body injuries, and you can't measure that. I think the league is going to want to see more data over the next 5 to 10 years to really determine, does this rule impact the game and impact injuries?
Screws in the corner. Three-pointer. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And New York making a change here. Anunoby's checked in. Pass to Tyson. Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, as always with Tom Thibodeau teams, they are level-headed. He said of his Knicks, we want guys to sacrifice and put the team first. But there has to be that belief. When your best players have it, your entire team ends up having it. We know if we stay disciplined, we'll have a chance to win. Kevin?
A very good chance, D.A. Thank you. Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there. But this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right. They're all fun to watch.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And now we have a moment to recognize the Player of the Week in the Eastern Conference. Prime time.
And small forwards are asked to do so much in the modern NBA, and he just answers the call in every facet of the game. Tremendous numbers from him, and he is more than deserving of the award.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Robinson comes in for Bridges, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Miles McBride. Wade, he's checked in for Cleveland. Garland comes in for Jerome. Garland kicks to Mitchell. Pass to Hunter. Garland with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And he gets the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Jerome, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Lobbed up there for Allen. Cleveland moving it around. Here's Jerome. A three-pointer off the mark.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
It's caused them to pull away a bit. Let's see if they can keep the train on the tracks.
Allen against Robinson. Allen passes to Hunter. Allen a screen on Anunoby. And that one's good. Hunter.
A very consistent three-point shooter. Hunter shoots it well from there because of how confident he is.
Here's prime time. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. Prime time's got 31. Garland against Brunson. Garland surveying the D. Going inside. Stolen by Brunson. And pushing it up. Here's New York. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
To the inside. Towns with the steal. Here's prime time. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And how about that triple to put a cap on their run here going into the break. Finish that half on a big-time roll.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Knicks out front, running away with this one. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Hi, everybody. We've got your favorite segment on tap as we check out how the Eastern Conference is shaping up.
You look at Cleveland, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy, here in this early part of the season at least. And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well, for the New York Knicks.
How about the points in the paint? Clearly, they made it a priority coming in, and it's paying dividends, Ernie.
Yeah, I remember those days, pounded inside, break your opponent's spirit.
Easy now. And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from primetime.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
And let's see if the D adjusts, make life a little more difficult on him.
Group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. Then for the Cavaliers, Okoro, he's checked in for Dean Wade. Max Strus comes in for Jared Allen. And it's Ty Jerome in for Mitchell. So on the floor for Cleveland, Max Strus is out there with Okoro. Then it's Darius Garland. Then there's DeAndre Hunter. And it's Jerome in at the shooting guard. Prime time's shot is good.
He's been dominant all game long. Nobody on the floor can stop him. And look, let's just say he knows it.
Garland kicks to Strus. Pass to Jerome. Offline with his three.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from three.
And it's Prime time missing.
Looked like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
Back to Strus. That's good, and it's Garland with the assist. Garland's got 3 assists now in this one. New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Prime time. That one goes in. Prime time's got 4 this quarter.
As they set their sights on locking up the win, he has to do everything in his power to make this happen.
Outside Garland. Good on the triple.
Didn't get a 3 in the first half, but now he's on the board with his first triple of the game.
30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Prime time's shot is good.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Here's Jerome. Still scoreless. Lets it go from 11. Garland with the bucket.
That is absolutely a shot that Garland has in his back pocket just for moments like this.
Here's Prime time, defended by Strus. Here's Prime time. The shot from the low post is good. Prime time's got 44.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
And so it's New York, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. They had it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll return shortly. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And 2 teammates on the same page, woo.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Achua is out there at Prime time. Then there's Miles McBride. Then it's Payne, and it's Robinson in at center, locking down the middle. That's the 5 for New York right now. The 3 from Strus. It's hauled in by Achua.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Prime time's shot is good.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Well, Cleveland shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. Pass to Mitchell. Lets the 3 fly. Hits it from 3-point range.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Fades and shoots. And again, the basket from Prime time. Prime time's got 50 points.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Strus finds Okoro. Okiki. And it's off from 3-point range. For New York, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Prime time. That 3 off the mark.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage he put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second.
And there's the call on Miles McBride. That is his first foul of the game. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Jared Allen's checked in for Okiki. Wade comes in for Isaac Okoro. Hunter's checked in for Max Strus. And it's Garland in for Ty Jerome. Pass to Allen. Now here's Hunter. Right side, Garland. It's hauled in by Achua. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Garland kicks to Wade. The Cavaliers again can't hit. New York's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's prime time. New York, no good that time either.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
Tough to watch those miss. I'm sure they'll convert the next chance.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Unloads from 13. Jump shot is good. Primetime's got 52 points.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to him?
Yeah, just keep feeding him. That guy is a man on a mission. And the defense, well, they don't have much of an answer.
And the call will be against Primetime. That is his first foul of the game. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. Releases from the wing and drills it.
And this is what Mitchell delivers for his team. He's an efficient shooter you can rely on for buckets.
Here's Primetime, covered by Hunter. Primetime's shot is good.
And he's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
And the lack of defensive pressure on shots like that is a big reason they're down by double digits.
There's Garland, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Primetime, and again, New York with the triple.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Knicks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Primetime.
He did a great job following his team's game plan and not rushing anything on offense, which allowed him to catch fire.
And a volume scorer, Mitchell excels at getting inside and converting.
Fires the 3. The rebound by Mitchell. Outside Garland. Out to Wade. Mitchell outside. No good from outside. Knicks on offense. They're on a 17-7 run. Here's Primetime. And got it! Another basket.
And never in the history of the franchise have we seen a game like this. He's putting on a remarkable performance.
It's their all-time single-game scoring record. Their fans will be reliving this game for a long, long time. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game.
For MP to have a game like that in his rookie year, that's a special accomplishment. He can already score with the best of them.
Good win. Let's keep it going. Yo, keep this thing to regulation. I got plans after the game.
We know MP came ready to play.
Well, there's always a little extra motivation for a team playing in front of its own fans, and the Heat definitely looked motivated as they came into the building. Great to have you with us. We are set to get you over the hump this Wednesday night with another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson, plus our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a chance to see the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. You take a look at the Suns, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
Seeing where the Knicks are, they've definitely made a statement here in the early going, outpacing some teams that were projected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with honor.
And now the opening lineup for New York. They've got Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson is out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Towns in at the 5 spot. And for Miami, Mitchell out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the center position. Well, Grant, still very early. How long do you think it takes these teams to form an identity?
You know, B.A., it really depends on what the makeup of the team is. How many returners are there? Do you have lots of new faces? Is it a lot of the same play?
Checked in for Adebayo. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Just moments ago, Eric Spoelstra and I were able to chat. And it's no surprise that Jalen Brunson is at the top of the scouting report. Coach told me Jason is a 3-level scorer and a master of the pick and roll. And no matter what you do, you can't speed him up. He's going to read the defense, play at his pace, and try to pick you apart. It's always a chess match against Brunson, guys.
Great work, Allie. Thanks.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Now here's Mitchell. Coming off a 12-point game.
Andrew Wiggins simply skies to finish that shot.
New York leading by 4. All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Thanks, guys. The Knicks went all in this summer, trading with their rivals, the Brooklyn Nets, for Mikal Bridges, and reuniting a core that won collegiate championships together. They hope to replicate that success at this level, and now with perhaps the league's top defensive wing tandem, they'll have a chance.
A big-time move. Shams, appreciate the report.
What a confident stroke from Jalen Brunson. This guy doesn't have to dominate with the ball in his hands.
Wiggins down low. It's rebounded by Primetime.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Jacks up a 3. He buries it from 3. Primetime's got 6.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Outside Mitchell. Wiggins outside. Outside Mitchell. Clock at 4. Takes the 3. And it's New York with a rebound.
Well, he tries to answer with a 3 of his own and can't do it. You can't get caught up in the one-on-one aspect.
Here's Primetime, hounded by Wiggins. Primetime can't get it to go. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket. And you like the balance here, not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And prime time gets it to go.
And early on, they've been on a tear, just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Pass to Mitchell. Wiggins outside. Offline with a 3. Here's primetime. There's the 3. Sinks the tray. He's got 12.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for New York.
They've been pretty intimidating on the defensive end, knocking away shootings, containing shooters, and making it tough to find looks.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
Rozier and Hero are the backcourt. Then there's Kyle Anderson. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Jovic in at the 4 slot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. And Doris, you talk about the bounciest big men in the association. Mitchell Robinson's on the short list.
Come on now, this guy is a game changer as a lob threat and rim protector. He's grown up so much in terms of avoiding foul trouble, and he's putting in the work on the offensive end. Mitchell Robinson is a big-time player.
And a quick check now on the teams that led the league from the charity stripe a year ago. 5th, the Heat.
Yeah, knocking down free throws was a real specialty for them last year.
So both teams making some changes here. Now here's Hero, guarded closely. Outside Love, launches a 3, and Anunoby pulls it down. New York leading by 12. Pass to primetime. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
What you see is continued improvement in his ability to create for others. Great to see OG Anunoby make the open read.
New York shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Miami making a switch here. Jaquez is checked in. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
And it's Love missing. New York has gotten 6 of 10 3-pointers to drop. Knocks down the triple. Primetime's got 18.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Hero, the pass to Love. Kicks it out to Anderson. 6 to shoot. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Jovic's shot is off. New York leading by 18. Pass to Bridges. The shot. Again, the Knicks. Good for 2 more.
And what's working here? Each guy is willing to make the next pass.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously, and size certainly helps, and then the savvy and balance to create that space.
And some changes here for New York. Towns, he's checked in for Robinson, and it's Jalen Brunson in for McBride. So it's Miami now. Hero outside. Shot clock at 6. There's a screen. Drops in the 3. He's got 5.
Yeah, absolutely no hesitation from Hero. He shoots at will from range.
Here's primetime. Basket is good. Off the assist from Brunson. Brunson's got 3 assists tonight.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Outside Mitchell. Back to Hero. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Primetime. Primetime's got 5 rebounds in the game. Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Wiggins outside, takes a 3, sinks it. Now 2 of 7 on the night.
And when you're trailing in a game, it can be tempting to try to go for the big play.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, Brian. The Knicks, one of the top defensive teams in the league, and it starts in the paint. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, "We've prided ourselves on having a tight shell. We've got great rim protection, guys who take charges, and we're aggressive on the ball. Guys, great defense has always been Tibbs' MO."
And nothing has changed now. Thanks, Allie. Back to Hero. Let's go with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Primetime's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight. And taking a look at this first half, they've just shown better shot selection.
And I think obviously we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Wiggins outside.
Get there.
Adebayo with it. He came away with 14 points in his last game.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Primetime. Soft touch off the glass. Primetime's got 31.
You know, guys, that's the selfless attitude of Mikal Bridges, so willing to give it up to an open guy.
Here's Hero. That one off the back iron and out. Here's Primetime. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's New York, up 25 big ones as we head into the next period. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. Since we got a little time on our hands here, you guys got any big plans for tonight?
Not me. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm pretty worn out.
Yeah, you've been burning those midnight oils, man. You been hitting the clubs or something?
Nah, just putting up with you guys.
And going back now to that first half, you could say things are going extremely well for the New York Knicks.
A key part of this one, their bench production. Those guys can heat it up in a hurry. Give the starters a little rest. Can't ask for more than that.
Wash, rinse, repeat. You guys wouldn't understand. And that's it for half.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side. And the Heat making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Miami calls timeout. So on the floor for the Knicks, we've got Mikal Bridges. Josh Hart is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then there's Jalen Brunson, and it's prime time in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, you love that they've been able to rely on him time and time again. You love the effort here late.
Pass to Hero. And here's Adebayo. Outside Mitchell. No luck on that one. Good D by Brunson.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And prime time gets it to go.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Adebayo against Hart. Anderson with a screen on Brunson. The 3 from Mitchell. Sinks it from distance. Mitchell's got 10 points.
Well, he had trouble making shots in the first period, but rounding into himself here in the second.
Fades back. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And it didn't fall, but still a great look.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
And prime time gets it to go.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Outside Anderson. Pass to Adebayo. There's 39 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. And it's New York with a rebound. Hart's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's prime time. He's got 38. Good work there as it goes. Prime time's got 40 points.
This guy has been unstoppable. It has not mattered at all what the defense throws at him. He's had an answer.
Here's Hero. Towns with a rebound. Towns has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Kyle Anderson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
.11 seconds left in the third. Here's Primetime. Uses the glass on the layup. Primetime's got 11 in the second half.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
At the end of the third quarter, a huge lead. This one. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Hero and Jaquez Jr., they man the backcourt. Then there's Kevin Love. Then there's Kyle Anderson. And it's Jovic in at power forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Prime time, can't get it to go. It's Anderson on the wing, defended by Payne. Anderson passes to Love. Back to Anderson. It's Jaquez on the wing to the inside. Here's Love. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. It's off to Detroit after this game, where they will face the Pistons. It'll be their second game of a 4-game road trip.
You've got to have a great sense of timing on the alley-oop pass. Fantastic finish by Mitchell Robinson.
Outside Jaquez. Pass to Hero. Well, Grant, with this new media deal, more broadcasters for the NBA.
You're right, B.A., and the league benefits economically. Hopefully, more innovation on the broadcast side, too, and a chance to even reach new fans as well.
Fade away. That one a tad offline, but it drops in for him. Primetime's got 44.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Out of bounds, it'll be Knicks ball.
One of those nights where the wheels come off, nerves seem to be playing a factor.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
What a performance for Beyond the Arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
The Heat have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. And Adebayo slams it in.
The aggressiveness of Adebayo. He plays with so much energy and force close to the bucket.
Here's Primetime. The rebound by Ware. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Adebayo. And Adebayo slams it in.
And just an effective offensive talent. Adebayo plays so hard, and that's really what drives his game.
Payne, the pass to Primetime. Beyond the arc. Knocks down the long J. Primetime's got 49 in the game.
Yeah, in the first half, he was unstoppable from deep. Now, 2 more since the break.
Pass to Adebayo. He's got it. 6 of 10 now.
That's the spot where Adebayo can do the most damage.
For New York, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And for so many teams in the NBA, establishing the three-point shot is goal number 1 on offense. He's definitely doing his part tonight.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
There's a minute 47 left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And Primetime gets it to go.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Wiggins from long range. It's rebounded by Primetime. Primetime's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Knicks.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat play with a mouse. I mean, they did pretty much anything they wanted to do out there today.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Primetime.
The scoring effort from him, unreal. Carrying this team, I mean, he was amazing tonight.
Adebayo, that's good.
Just another thing that Bam brings to your team, the ability to knock down jumpers.
Here's Primetime. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And it's Miami's ball. And he lobs it up.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
And Primetime gets it to go.
And they knew it wasn't going to be easy to win on the road, but they've controlled the pace on this one.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
Wiggins, no good. Here's Primetime. Check by Mitchell. Outside Payne. And out of bounds. The Heat will take it.
Yeah, he loses concentration just for a moment. Might be getting a little complacent sitting on this lead.
And so New York takes this one by a big margin. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that, that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching. So long, everybody.
Right, MP.
I've talked to people with knowledge of the situation, and they say that MP will be inserted into the starting lineup over the next few games. One front office executive from around the league said there is some doubt about MP's readiness to be in the starting lineup, but around the team, the front office, the coaching staff, they are optimistic and they believe that every milestone has been attained by MP, and he will only be better with an expanded role.
Another day, another win. Good work. Throw them buffs on MP. We're in the D.
But I feel like Hey, MP, it's your world. We just live it.
And there's a lot of excited basketball fans revved up and ready to get going. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got OG Anunoby. Hart is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Bridges in at the shooting guard position. And for the Pistons, inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. The backcourt pair will be Cunningham and Ivy. And it's Thompson in at the 3 slot. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
And the Pistons making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Primetime's checked in for the Knicks. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. From the arc. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Beasley kicks to Ivy. And a wide open look for Cunningham. Traps in the tray. Cunningham's got 7.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Here's Primetime. Cans the shot from the wing.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Pistons trail by 5. As the son of 2 professional athletes, Stan, Jaden Ivey was raised around sports. He knows the culture.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. His grandfather and father both played professional football. His mom played in the WNBA. She's now a college coach, but she also spent some time as an assistant with the Grizzlies. This guy has had sports from the time he was born.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thank you. Tobias Harris, over the course of his career, has played a lot at both forward positions. He says, I'm comfortable playing both of them. I'm not big on the position thing. I'm versatile. Kevin, he's just a basketball player and a very, very good one.
I would agree, David. I know you like him. We like him as well. A very skilled one at that. Thank you very much. That free throw, no good. And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So no doubt expectations will be high.
Schroeder looking over the floor. Outside Hardaway. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Primetime. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Schroeder kicks to Thompson. Lobbed up there for Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Here's Primetime. Makes it off the glass. Primetime's got 10 points in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
It's Hardaway with the drive. And the layup is good.
He's known for his jump shot, but Hardaway isn't afraid to mix it up inside.
Here's Primetime. Guarded by Hardaway. Yes, that goes in.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
Thompson for the triple. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's New York holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we'll be back with you shortly. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for New York.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
Oh, man, their mid-range jumper also has been on fire. Tough to beat a group of guys shooting with that much confidence.
Setting the floor for the Knicks. Primetime is out there with Achua. Then there's Miles McBride. Then it's Robinson, and it's Bridges in at the 2 spot.
Not a ball stopper on the wing. Bridges with the helper.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 13-point game. Pass to Stewart. Now here is Hardaway. Lets a floater go. Out to Thompson. The 3. Detroit, no good that time either.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that one is good.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
Here's Stewart. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Stewart's got his first 2 points.
Well, this is where Stewart should look to score. He can be very effective down low.
Primetime's shot is good.
His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the 76ers.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Yeah, they had a good game plan, executed it well, and they didn't let the crowd affect them.
Shoots it. And there are the Knicks with another bucket.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. A different look here for Detroit. Tobias Harris is checked in for Azar Thompson. And it's Cunningham in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for New York, Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Mitchell Robinson. OG Anunoby comes in for Achua. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Miles McBride. Now, here's Anunoby. For three, Bridges hits the three-point bomb. Bridges has got 5.
And from long range, Bridges getting more and more comfortable taking and making his share of threes.
Beasley with the screen on Brunson. Cunningham passes to Stewart. Towns with the steal. Here's Primetime. And again, New York with the triple.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Hey, Greg, since getting traded in 2023, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have exploded.
Yeah, Bridges, the main piece of that deal, sending Kevin Durant to the Suns. Mikal scored 26 a game down the stretch for Brooklyn that year, taking his game to another level.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. A different look here for Detroit. Duren, he's checked in for Stewart. Azar Thompson comes in for Hardaway. And it's Jaden Ivey in for Malik Beasley. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Robinson's checked in for Bridges.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Cunningham passes to Harris. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And that one drops for him.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
Now Cunningham. A 38-point game for him in the win against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Primetime. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. This their first look at this year's New York squad. Here's Thompson. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And part of the reason they're down is that they haven't been as strong in the paint here in the second.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Josh Hart, he's checked in for Robinson. And Mikal Bridges subbed in for Anunoby. That free throw good from Thompson. And you look at Azar Thompson, coach, already imposing at the defensive end of the floor.
He certainly is, Kevin. And that's what they got him to do. But it's the offensive end where he has to make strides, especially in his three-point shooting. It's problematic for a perimeter player who struggles to get the ball in the basket.
And here's Cunningham. He's got 7. High arcing shot.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
And so it's New York holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good evening, everyone. First, let's get into the power rankings for our suits. Kenny, those are some nice-looking slacks you have on. Don't they come in your size? Oh. And switching gears now to that first half. Big hill to climb for the Detroit Pistons.
I don't see the fight.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Beasley, he's checked in for Detroit. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Cade Cunningham. And New York with a change here, too. Primetime's checked in for OG Anunoby. That's good from Harris. And joining us now by phone is insider Shams Charania with some news. Shams, give it to us.
Thanks. Many consider this summer to be the most challenging field in the history of international basketball. Nevertheless, Team USA got it done in Paris. It's not getting any easier, but the star power of the U.S. men's team shined bright in the City of Lights. Guys, a classic ending for a stacked U.S. roster.
You're right. What a performance. Hey, Shams Charania with the report. Thanks, Shams. Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Beasley. And it's Duren in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once-proud franchise's history. And that counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. It's pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Yeah, could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. Stan, for 4 seasons, you were the head coach of the Detroit Pistons. And we were just talking the other day, what a great sports city Detroit is.
Oh, I absolutely loved my time in Detroit. I've still got 2 kids who live in the area, and great, great, great sports fans. Hardworking people that really value hardworking teams, and if you are one, they will be behind you all the way.
Pass to Harris. Schroeder outside. Thompson sets the pick for Schroeder. Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. And Thompson throws it down.
Playing above the rim. This kid, Asar Thompson, can fly.
The Knicks leading by 22. Here's Primetime. He's got 32, and the Knicks good for 2.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Duren finds Harris. On the wing, Harris. Thompson, a screen on Hart. Harris. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And there it is again. Nice make there from Primetime. Primetime's got 9 points here in the second half. To the paint, here's Thompson, and Thompson throws it down.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
And so it's the New York Knicks holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for New York here in the 4th. You've got Robinson. Anunoby out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's prime time. And it's McBride in at the point guard position. Now here's Schroeder, defended by McBride. The shot by Stewart with no one around. Off target with his three.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive. Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Now here's Schroeder. Stewart, a screen for Hardaway. No good from the wing. New York's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Here's Primetime, and he goes in for the dunk.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Down low, here's Beasley. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 assists tonight.
Well, the efficiency is there, but not the volume. He needs to start doing this every trip down the floor to close the gap.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Hardaway. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Detroit making a switch here. Hollins checked in. Then for the Knicks, Achua comes in for Karl Anthony Towns, and it's Payne in for OG Anunoby. The Knicks have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. And he makes that one. Primetime's got 47 points.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Pass to Schroeder. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Back to Hardaway. Just 5 on the clock. Drills it from outside.
Oh, excellent preparation from Hardaway Jr. Primed to attack.
Here's Primetime. Guarded by Hardaway. Got that bucket in no time at all. 49 points for Primetime.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
And again, that gives him 51.
Making it look easy. They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Pass to Holland. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Beasley, the pass to Holland. Beasley, the screen. Here's Schroeder. His three-pointers off the mark. New York's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Knicks.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Primetime.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
Now the Knicks with it. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. 36 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And he banks in the layup. Primetime's got 55. They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them.
Harris kicks to Cunningham. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Takes it inside.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd.
That's right, MP. They can't stop you.
Way to bring home that W.
So how you feeling about your recent play?
Not gonna lie, Coach, I feel pretty good.
So do we, which is why we think you're ready to run with the starters.
Coach, you playing with me? Oh my gosh, that's great. I've been looking forward to this opportunity.
Now remember when I told you this is a big boy league, MP? Mm-hmm. When the coaches make a move like this, it puts us in the crosshairs. It puts Cliff in the crosshairs, too, because the buck stops with the general manager.
Well, like you said, it's a grown man's league, and if you can't handle that pressure, then you ain't gonna make it that far.
Glad we are understood.
Loud and clear, Coach.
It's time to prove you belong, MP. Good luck.